Hello, I am Dr. Maria Papavergos, or the Lifestyle Dentist, and I'm going to be talking to you today about the oral microbiome. What is it and why is it important? So, the oral microbiome is the microbiome of the mouth. Now, when we think of a microbiome, we normally think of our gut, but actually our mouths have a microbiome too. And this microbiome is a community of microorganisms that exist in our mouths. There are about 700 different species of bacteria, and it's second place in diversity to our gut. So there's a lot of bacteria and microbes that are existing in a healthy state. So we have good bacteria and we have bad bacteria, and they coexist in oral health in this harmonious balance. And we want to achieve a balance through preventing proliferation of the bad bacteria. And that means nurturing the good bacteria. So the good bacteria will crowd out the bad bacteria. And this balance then maintains a healthy state of our mouth. So in order to maintain oral health, we want to maintain this balance. And that means that we want to prevent dental disease. So why is it important to maintain the balance? Because if we tip the balance towards proliferation of these bad bacteria or pathogens, then our risk of dental decay and of gum disease increases. So the microbiome of the mouth is important for its localized environment to maintain oral health. However, it's also linked to our full body health, and the mouth microbiome or the oral microbiome has an amazing ability to communicate with the rest of our body. So when we think of the mouth, sometimes we just think of it on its own, but actually it's the start point of immunity as well. So it's our first line of defense. When we have an infection, saliva is our first point of call, and it contains defense proteins which help to restrict growth of these bad bacteria, helps to control the environment, to mitigate against the development of further infections. And the tissues of the mouth are also very responsive to immunological changes, to hormonal changes. So when the body is at a less functioning immune state, often we can see signs in the mouth, so they are interlinked. And again, we can think of the mouth as the start point to the gut as well. So the mouth microbiome seeds the gut microbiome. So what we do to support our gut health is actually important when it comes to our oral health as well. So foods that we eat, dietary patterns that we adopt that are supportive of gut health actually need to be supportive of our oral microbiome too. And stress impacts our mouth in a way that also sometimes we don't realise. So saliva flow can be reduced in times of stress, and this can change the balance of the oral microbiome, as well as seeing physical signs such as more oral ulceration or perhaps jaw clenching, tooth grinding. There are more physical signs that we can see in the mouth. And the gut is also an extension of the mouth. So things that we do with our diet in the mouth are going to have a positive impact on the gut. So probiotic foods that are supportive of the oral environment also are going to be supportive of our gut health. So a lot of advice that we give for oral health, maintaining balance in the oral microbiome, benefits further down the line as well. So everything is linked. And in terms of gum disease now, there are some established links to overall systemic health. We now know that gum disease is linked to cardiovascular disease, is linked to diabetes, to Alzheimer's. These are all chronic inflammatory conditions which can be seen all over the body, and we can see a direct correlation to what's going on in the mouth. So those of you at risk of gum disease are going to be at a higher risk of cardiovascular disease, and vice versa. So these connections work both ways. So it's important to nurture our oral microbiome, because it has not only an effect on our mouth, but it has an effect on our bodies further down the line. And this nurturing of our oral microbiome is not just about oral hygiene habits, but about lifestyle choices, about how we can incorporate factors like diet and exercise and stress reduction in order to maintain a harmonious balance in our mouths. And I'm going to talk to you further about lifestyle factors and their impact on oral health, on the oral microbiome, as well as overall health in this series.